date? September 28. Charting for good old next week. So yesterday I charted all these stocks by myself, or like 2 days ago. I charted basically all the major stocks on my watch list that I'm planning to take trades on going into next week. There is a lot of decent setups on a lot of stocks, so I'm keeping an eye on a lot of these. Webull looks really good. Nvidia looks good. UNH looks good. UPS looks good. CrowdStrike looks good. But we charted these. We did the same way we usually chart. The reason why I called everybody into VC though is because we're going to be charting the two guys that we mainly do in D-Trade, Nasdaq and Gold. So I haven't charted for this week. But that is what we will be doing. So I mean, we already have a lot of levels. We do have more data now from the previous levels, so I'm going to be kind of cleaning this chart up just a bit. I think I might just actually delete all my levels and just start fresh, to be fair. Just because we do finally have a drop after a new all-time high. So I'm going to clear my Nasdaq chart and start fresh. So we'll just do the usual. Come to the 3 month. And the reason why I deleted it was because I don't usually delete previous levels until like we finally get back in consolidation and are able to actually see stuff. Because if we never did get back into like if we didn't stop making all-time highs, I would just keep all the previous levels that we've been using. But since we did finally break back below and start making like more areas of interest, we can start charting again. So we'll start with our bigger time frames. We'll make these purple. So we'll grab the wick lows right here. Candle close, candle open, candle high, wick high, low, candle open. So 940. And then we won't chart this because it hasn't closed yet. So we got basically all this down. Okay, we'll switch over to our monthly. Same old. Grab the wick highs. Candle close, open there. Candle open here. Okay, monthly is good. Switch over to our good old weekly. Gonna put a level here at 230232. This is wick low at 6365. I'm gonna move this level up just a bit to these wick highs and then put a level here at this weekly high. And this week high. Wick low. Oh, didn't mean to move that. So these are gonna be our new important levels because we did finally get a weekly candle with some price action in it. So we'll go ahead and chart that out and put it right there. And at that candle close there. So that's our major time frames started. Now we'll switch over to our smaller time frames, the daily and the 4 hour. See what we see on here. So right off rip, this wick low is definitely going to be a point of interest. So we'll mark that out. We'll make these levels yellow for this week. That wick low is important. This area right here. So it gets kind of tricky right here because this whole area, this is why we say areas of like when we draw out levels is more of a point of interest because right, look at this wick high, this wick low, right? They're not all at the same exact point, but it's just in this area of range. Like it's in between this like 20-point range. So when we are in that 20-point range, we definitely do want to be pretty alert. We'll put a level there. We might even put a micro level at the other wick lows. Let's see. So that's 646. That would be 655. That's pretty close. I'm not going to do that. And then 627. I'll put a level at 627, but I'm just going to make it white. Just because it's probably not going to be a key level or anything, but just in case, you know. So you could be alert of that. And then what's this? 750. It's not much there. It's wick low. Yeah, not much on these daily candles there. This wick high is pretty important. There's no area around this area. This candle open and close area as well. What is that? 2503. And then 2995. So there's a lot of wicks here, but there's no real like good areas except for this wick high right there. Like all these wicks, this wick, this wick, this wick. Don't see much. So I'm gonna switch over to the hourly and see, or no, the 4 hour, I mean, my fault. See if we see any areas that we did miss. So this looks good. I would actually maybe even put a level at these wick lows as well to be safe. What is that? That's only like 20 points though. This is gonna be kind of crowded chart. Those levels are really close, but reason why I'm putting a level there and we have one there as well is we did these wicks, right? When we did break those wicks is when we got our move down, and that 995 is where the candles were closing, so it is still gonna be pretty decent point of interest. See how price reacts around there. That candle open here at 941, sold off pretty hard. Only got touched once though. Yeah. Let's see, this wick high here, not much. These wick lows definitely have a lot of touches around this 784 area, so I'll definitely be mapping that out. We have this wick low, this wick low, this wick low, these candle close here, and yeah, even we recessed it on Nasdaq, so pretty solid. These wick low areas here is pretty important as well. 682, 685 area, right? Over level there, we have this wick low, this wick low, this wick low, this wick low, this wick rejection, and a break and close above. Liquidity grab under there. Oh, it's 574 area. We got nice wick area here, wick area here, these highs. Let's see any areas else that we're kind of missing here. This 747 is also kind of a good point of interest. It's just really close to that 727. This whole area is kind of clustered. But I don't want to skip out on some levels here, because if we do, when we are in a day trade, I want to have points where we could trim. It does look decently well though. I mean, other than this wick low, everything seems to be in a decent area. I guess we'll just put a level there. It's going to be a really cluster chart for this week. But it is these wick highs as well, these wick lows, and we never closed here, and when we did close, or drop when we closed back below. Switch over to hourly, see if everything looks good. Everything seems to fall into an area. There's no areas that are kind of untouched. This wick high at 943, but it was only touched once. This wick low here at 254 is kind of a decent area. Wick low here, major wick low where we fully reversed there. I think that's about it for our levels going into next week for Nasdaq. Switch over to our 15 and see how it does look. Yeah, looks pretty good. Everything's falling into place nicely here.
It looks like there's one between 664 and 686 on the 15, like where we rejected twice.
Right here, these areas?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the thing.
Consider that as
that
well?
that is definitely like you know, that's this thing that sucks about having levels, because you don't want to have so many levels to the point where it confuses you. Even now, I would say this is probably the most levels I've had in a minute, because like we take a look at this level and this level, it's only like 20 points away. I usually don't do that, because then you mainly just want to trade like the monthly, weekly, and the bigger time frame. But when you start using the smaller time frames, it could trick you into entering a trade too early or exiting a trade too early. The main reason I'm only charting like a lot of points here is because we're kind of at all-time highs, and we genuinely just have no real data than this, so kind of just using this. Let me go on the daily real quick actually and zoom out all the way back here. Yeah, we literally have nothing, so we kind of just have to be a little cautious here. That's why you notice during New York session last week, when we did get fat sell-offs, when we were dumping, like it would literally break a level and just dump straight to the next level. I don't know if you guys seen that happened like almost like every day last week. There was like nasty sell-offs where it would just go straight down to the next level. But we want to be careful with that, because if we put too many levels, we'll fake ourselves out and then enter trades too early or take trades because we think we're at a key level and we aren't. That 15-minute area is technically like a respected area, but I didn't see on the hourly or on the 4 hour around that, around those highs. So that's why I'm not mapping it. I'll switch over to 4 hour hourly just to double check. Just like this wick high area, huh? Yeah, so 665 area. Just kind of like no real area here because we have this wick low here at the 654, but then we have this wick high at 665, and we have this wick high at 672. None of them kind of line up too well there, so I'm just gonna leave that kind of the little gap between that area. So yeah, those will be the levels going into next week for good old Nasdaq. It does look bullish. You know what's funny, Galaxy? You remember when you texted me like, "Oh, I'm bullish on Nasdaq"? I personally was as well,
Yeah.
because like this strategy, it did look, the way we trade, it looked pretty bullish, and I mean, you could see that we did, like, it did, the longs did end up playing out. The hourly fully reset, our 4 hour fully reset, came back inside the band, started flattening out, and now we're finally touching median. So we did break 4 hour trauma earlier. What I do want to see is a retest of 4 hour trauma, and then we go down a bit on the RSI and then end up breaking median on the 4 hour and breaking holding trauma into New York session. That would probably be a nice setup for some long johns. And this hourly hopefully keeps opening up. Either keeps opening up and we overextend, or two, what I do want to see is the RSI like slowly grind down to like median by New York open, and then we have room back up to the top of the band, and then we just get a bullish reset to median on the hourly for Nasdaq. Because smaller pictures, they've just kind of, the 15 has been, I think, bullish since open. Yeah, so we haven't broke below median once yet on Nasdaq, so I definitely do think we're gonna retrace soon. It might not be a major retrace, it's probably just gonna be like a quick short to maybe like the 785 area, and we just reset and have more room up. But I mean, this 5 minute has reset a couple times. Every reset's been a bullish reset so far. We'll see. It's kind of slowing down now, so we finally might get that reset on the 15th. Yeah, this bottom divergence on that one as well. Let's switch over to good old gold. See what's going on here. Okay, I'm actually in a trade right now on gold. My bad, I was managing the position. I actually took a long john. So actually, I'll zip it real quick. I took a short back here and then a long over here. So we'll go over the short I took first. So the first setup I did take was, where was it? Oh no, I took three gold trades. Took this short, caught this move, right? So I played this out, this 1 minute topping out. His divergence, I entered at like 802. And then I do believe the 5 minute had a divergence as well. Where is it at? Yeah, right here. So we had this top divergence here that we did end up rejecting. And then we did come down to median. I trimmed. I sadly should have closed all because it was pretty bullish. But I trimmed and then ended up getting stopped out of break even on the rest. It was basically a break even trade because I trimmed, but the rest I got out of break even. It wasn't like that good of a trade. And then ended up ripping. I missed this rip. I should have flipped long, played longs to this previous high here, but I didn't. I wasn't able to catch that. I was able to catch this short though. Once we did, fell to continue higher when we made that higher high. So when we broke these lows around this 810, 811 area, I started looking for a short because the 5 minute had topped out, and then took my entry on the 1 minute here. Where was it? Right here on the break of median. No, that wasn't the entry. The entry was right here. The break of median, and then we were able to catch this move down. Then I TP'd right around, I remember it was 5 minute trauma around 804. Right here, yeah. I TP'd a bit early because we did move all the way to the bottom trend line. But I wasn't going to risk a bounce off 5 minute trauma and we make a higher low and then keep going higher, which is what we did end up doing because we just kind of made a higher low again and then broke this previous high. So then we break this previous high. I don't catch any of this long, sadly. But then I did enter a long on this retrace down here to 5 minute trauma. I actually almost bottom ticked this one at 17.5 fill, right around here at 5 minute trauma. The reason why I was looking for a retrace on the long, right? Previous high. Remember, our resistance always turns into our support. We finally break and close above, get our move up. We're coming down to retest it. This is the retest of the breakout. That was 5 minute median. The 1 minute was also bottomed out. Where was it? The 1 minute was also bottomed out. And then we get our move up, 5 minute trauma. 15 was looking pretty good as well. We did get a little little retrace here on the RSI. It is fully topped out though. We might actually fully reverse here if we don't hold above these areas. I'll probably look for short down to like possibly these highs. See them. Yeah, it's
We
looking like,
failed to break the highs, and then
yeah,
the 5-minute RSI kind of double topped too.
yeah.
So
And we're breaking 5-minute median, so it's not looking too good anymore. I do have my stop loss to break even already. I'm actually gonna move it up. I think I might just put it right under 5-minute trauma here at 820. I'm gonna do 819.9 just to be safe. 819.9. All right. Yeah, and then this chart gold. That was one thing. I didn't have no, fuck, I can't even speak. I didn't have gold charted, so when I took these trades, it was kind of tricky because I kind of was trading without levels up here, just with the RSI and price action. Because all these levels up here are from new data from all-time highs. We did have the previous levels charted, but we made some. We have some untapped areas now, so we're definitely gonna be charting that now, so we could have some levels going into tomorrow, and if we take any more trades after hours. So first things first, we'll go to our weekly, see where our weekly closed. So we'll chart it here. What is that, like 824.5. We'll make these areas red because this is a key level. This candle close here. This wick low here. Wait, is this the new candle? Oh, it is the new candle. Okay, I guess we'll chart it for now. And then that looks good. Go over to our daily, see if there's any key daily levels. I want to see if there's any key daily levels. There is some smaller levels. We'll chart those and just make them white for now, so we have areas of trimming. And then this will go here. Then we'll switch over to our 4 hour, same gabagoo, see where price did reject and hold. So everything lines up pretty good. I will say these wick areas here are kind of untapped with these wick highs, and it is a pretty big gap, almost 30-point gap. So I'm gonna put a level right around those wick lows so we can have an area trim in case we do get a sell-off or anything of that nature. Everything looks good on the 4 hour though here. We do have kind of a big gap from the 75 to the 773. Let's go to our hourly, see if we see anything on there. No, everything looks pretty solid, I'd say. This area of 801 is kind of interesting. Kind of like it as a level. CR 15 on this one. 801. It's not much on it. It's kind of just chop. No key areas of reversal or anything. Let's see. What the fuck? I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, we'll put a level at this 801 wick low area here. Oh, this is not a micro chart. Oopsies. Alright, we'll put a level there at 801. And then I think that's all for gold. Let's see. Yeah, it looks about it for gold. Put a level at all-time high for now, just in case we don't break it. If we do break it, I'll end up erasing it, just kind of for visual representation there. But it does look like that 15 is fully top into flat. 5's at right around median. It's 1 minute's right around trauma. So I would actually probably look for an add on my long if we do end up breaking above like this area, I'd say. I'd want to wait for a good candle close above there and see if they're what the 1 minute on the RSI is looking at like. Because this could just be a reset to 5 minute median and this 1 minute fully reset as well. We'll see though. I'm not gonna add yet. I do have my stop loss at 819.9 on it. Let's see. But yeah, that's about it for gold and Nasdaq. If you guys want me to chart any specific stock or anything, take a look at any stock going into next week.
I think, or can you take a look at Krispy Kreme?
Oh, actually, that's one of the stocks I charted. Yeah, we'll take a look at it, Mr. Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, apparently, like, there was a lot of people buying, or like a lot of insider buying on Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, so it looks
And
decent.
Congressman.
Looks decent. We held these lows, which is really important. Because if we would have ended up breaking this low and then like continuing lower, that would have been like really bearish. We had a nice little double bottom on the bigger picture. And then we did end up retesting those highs. We failed to break though. So there's two possible entries here. It does depend also if you're like playing equity or calls. If you're playing calls, it looks pretty good going into next week. You could probably take a set of calls on the break of these highs and target these highs. Me personally, I have equity. I'm just waiting to see if we break these highs here for the bigger move. But it looks good going into next week. Daily held median. Let's see what the 4 hour is doing. 4 hour held median as well. Hourly's topped out, but it is overextending. 15's kind of just chilling. It looks good going into next week in my opinion. One stock I'm sick that I missed was Intel, bro. I was going to take some calls on this pullback. I was just waiting for this 2750 area to take my calls. And it never got there, and then it fucking reversed like crazy, dude. This rip was nasty.
Why did it rip? Because I'm pretty sure the U.S. buying into Intel was earlier, and there wasn't really any reaction, and then it started ripping.
Nvidia did buy like I think 5 billion or 5 million shares, some bullshit like that. But that was this rip. That was this gap up here. But then we did retrace. So I was trying to get in on that retrace because I knew it was really good, but I wasn't gonna buy the high. I was trying to find a retrace, so I was waiting for this area. I don't even remember where I got the. Oh, this is where I got that level from. I was waiting for this wick high to get retested, and it never came down all that way. And then it ended up reversing. Dude, this would have paid like crazy on options, dude, if you caught this move. Like probably like 2,000, 3,000, 4,000%. Would have been nasty. But sadly missed that one. Any other stocks or anything? Or any questions? Is Quasi here? I know he texted me earlier. No, he's not. Any questions? Oh, Tony, you're in here. Tony, you want to go over the Bollinger Bands, good sir, while we're here?
Yeah. Well, I just was trying to like understand how to use them more, and like what are the main time frames you look at, or do you look at all of them?
Did you already watch the RSI Bollinger Band video?
I don't know which one I'm on, so yeah.
Because in that whole video, we basically explain like the whole thing. Because if you haven't watched that video,
Okay.
I want you to watch that one first, and then we can talk about questions. But
Yeah.
let's see. Because I think that video should explain it like pretty well. Where's it at? This one. It's the second video. Have you got to that one or not yet?
I think that's the like I think I did the first one, then the third one, and that's the one I'm on right now.
For sure.
Or that's the one I'm on.
Yeah. I should go over it on that one. But in short sense, we use it on every time frame. Every time frame tells us something differently, and we just use them in confluence with each other. And basically, you want to look for breaks of median. You want to see if the bands are opening up. You want to see if the R size overextended with the bands. You want to see if how's it called, if the bands are flat for our actual topping or bottoming out of trend, things of that nature. Like right here, you can see we overextend, come back in, the bands get flat, and then we get our full move, full reset, get overextended, bands get flat, we come back inside the bands, get our full reset, and etc.
But yeah, I'll probably watch it. I'll start watching it after this.
For sure, it's good. All right, gold did hold that area. It does look pretty good still. We ended up holding that area we needed to hold. So we might end up breaking the all-time high again. We'll see. I did also take a Nasdaq short, Galaxy. This is the one you took as well. What was my entry? It was I closed here.
Was it off that 15-minute RSI level?
Let me see. My entry was kind of shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, mine was too.
Where was it? I didn't expect this to break that level because there was a key level. I'm trying to find where I entered. Oh, right here. 91. My entry was 91. Yeah, 91. So
Yeah.
I here. So if we zoom out, I entered off this wick high here area, these wick highs areas here.
Yeah, mine was 90.
Yeah, so I tried playing basically a rejection of these highs, catch a little like maybe. I was bullish. I expected us to break this, but I thought we would like reject and then end up breaking it. So we did break and close above, and then we came up here. I personally didn't get stopped out. I don't know if you did. I think you said you got stopped, right?
Yeah, I had a pretty tight stop.
Yeah, and it's understandable because, like you said, you didn't want to get caught in one of those days where it just keeps ripping. But I ended up TPing because this 5-minute came down here and it was bottomed out. And it was actually perfect TP. I TP like right at 875, like right at that low. Almost like bottom tick tags. It was actually crazy. And did end up reversing. But that was also the one Nasdaq short I took. And honestly, that was a good area to long because this 1 minute started consolidating and then we got the break above trauma and then retested and broke again. But it's been kind of... So Nasdaq's been a lot slower than gold has. I think gold's been more tough today. It's more volume. Oh, we're failing to break 1 minute median. We'll see what happens. Yeah, any questions about anything we went over today going into tomorrow?
So the only what was the only time frame that you would mark where it opened, like on the daily?
Oh, on the bigger time
'Cause I
frame,
know
I
it's
do
not
I do
previous.
like all of them. On the 3 month,
Yeah.
monthly, and weekly, I do mark the opens. Thing is, most of the time the open matches up with like the previous kind of close. So like you'll just put one level for both of those because technically when something opens, the
Okay.
next one closes. So like for the
Yeah.
weekly on the dailies, like it could, or like the monthly and one weekly will match up, stuff like that. So you don't got to put like two levels if there's an open and close that are like right next to each other because it's technically like the
Yeah.
same area.
Okay. And you would mark like the bigger time frames is the 3 month, 1 month, weekly,
Yeah,
which
those are
is
the
your
bigger ones.
purple candles.
Yeah, those are the ones
Yeah.
like I would
And then the
prefer
red
taking.
ones are the okay. And the red ones are which ones? Like the weekly or not the weekly, the
Usually it's
daily?
always different. Like I'm not gonna lie, my color coding is kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of too random. But usually, yeah, the purple is the bigger time frames, and the reds will be like the 4 hour daily and hourly, and then the white levels will just be like
Okay.
any small levels I see that probably could be the hourly and 4 hour as well, but less respected.
Okay. All right. So like more in like the micro time frames,
Yeah.
smaller. Okay.
Mr. Nightwolf, Tony, any questions? Mr. Galaxy as well, if you have any more questions.
Um, do you actually like in a trade, like do you actually use those levels, or is
Oh
that
yeah,
just like
man.
to look for
No.
your
These levels, like your A plus setup, will come off a level. Like these levels are really
yeah.
really important. Like last week, on Wednesday we were able to catch the bottom. On Friday I was able to catch a bottom. What other day? Like those levels came in so clutch last week. That 750 was very key level. I remember that 750, and then that six. It was like 630, I think. Well, that was key level 640 where we fully reversed. Yeah, around these wick lows. So those two levels were pretty sick last week. They were pretty good.
Yeah, I had the 726 level marked out from last week, and yeah, it was pretty much the top
Yeah, like
of the short.
those levels come in really clutch because like if you have a key level and your RSI is topping out and you have a bearish divergence forming something like that, you could play short off that, things of that nature. Or if you're retesting a high and you have a bullish divergence and you have you're breaking median, where you have room up on the RSI, stuff like that.
So what let's say you have those four lines right there. Those are like
On what Nasdaq?
possibly, yeah, like right there. Like are those like if you go into a short, those are like four possible levels to TPF,
Yes. So they're
or
all
like how do you use it?
they're all points of interest. Is
Okay.
just consider these areas points of interest. Uh, did we ever go over this in a video? Let me check. I forgot if we went over like. I think this it kind of just it's you know how we talked about price action, Tony, like higher high, lower low,
Yeah,
all that.
yeah,
You use that with the levels, because like say you're making higher highs and you're approaching a level and you break that level, and then now your higher low is at that level, right? So
yeah.
say we break this 816. Let me erase all this so it's cleaner. Say we break and close above the 16, right? We get a candle and then closes right here, and then it has a wick. And we get another candle, closes, it has a wick. And we get a bearish candle, closes here, right? But then the next candle is a bullish candle, closes up here, right? Our previous area of resistance is now our support. I know this drawing is very shitty, but just think of it like that. And then say, the next candle, oh fuck me, a fucking sell-off candle of doom, right? We close under now, and now we retest that area and we reject. And we start breaking this low here. Then that could be a, reversal. And then we come down here. Now our previous area, oh, we retest that level, start breaking that high, start breaking that high, then we start making higher highs, and then we want to play that breakout, etc.
Yeah.
Just, I mean, it's simple. It's just waiting for the right moments. I will say your best trades will always come at key levels with the, if you have a divergence or bands are topping out, stuff like that. This long still looks really good. I hope this keeps ripping so I could just, catch the full move. We'll see. It is kind of getting choppy here, and it's kind of forming a bearish divergence there. So that's not good.
On the bigger time frame, it looks real bullish.
Yeah, on the hourly 4 hour, it definitely does look bullish.
Why would you consider that a
600
bearish
rip.
divergence on the lower time frame?
Okay, so let's notice a couple things, right? What are our bands doing?
They're tightening up, at least the top one.
Yeah, so our bands are tightening up and giving us less room up now. And then we have this nice little, it's not like major, it's just, it's a 1 minute divergence too, so it shouldn't be treated like, like insane.
But isn't price making higher highs technically on the 1 minute?
Not necessarily, because this is our previous high.
Oh, okay.
Say it was making a higher high above that high, then yeah, I wouldn't really because say we break this now, right, and we break median, we're probably gonna try to break these lows depending if the bands open up or not. But say we hold this divergence and hold median, we're probably gonna take out this high and then continue higher, and then probably get a bullish reset and keep going higher. Because this 5 minute does have a lot of room up since it came down all the way back down to median, and does have this top divergence as well that it could break for more upside. It's kind of just choppy.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, kind of gotten caught in one of those where I think it's like gonna be bullish and it just dumps from right there exactly where it's at median.
Yeah, those median trades are always going to be risky trades because it's like, it's your breakout trades basically most of the time.
Yeah. So if it's trading like or like consolidating around median, it's just best to like wait to see where it goes.
Not always, because if you have a lot of confluence and it's approaching median, technically approaching median is a bullish confluence or a bearish depending. Like, because like say
Mm.
you caught a long off a key level and it's breaking highs and now we're approaching median, it's giving it the ability to break median and fully flip like to the upside type thing. Just because like you don't want to scare
Yeah.
yourself away from a setup because you're like, oh, we're at median. Because most of the time a lot of
Yeah.
good setups will come with median, like when you're breaking median or breaking under median. A lot of good setups will come.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense because today, I'm not gonna lie, like I almost sold because I saw that the 5 minute was right there at median, like earlier in the trade that I took. And normally I would, thankfully I didn't because my trade ended up playing out. But yeah, I've always had trouble with that. Like I don't know where it's gonna go sometimes on median.
Yeah, and sometimes you're right. Like, it'll be at median and there's no other confluences. In that case, yeah, I would stay away and like wait for more confluence to like start showing up type thing.
Yeah. I guess what helped out a lot was there's definitely that the trend line. Like I started recently drawing more trend lines on the RSI.
Yeah,
Helps out a little bit.
it's nice. But yeah, any more questions, good sirs?
I'm pretty good for now. Feel like I've been,
Are you still on the same account,
sticking to the
Cryptic?
plan.
You still?
The original one
No, not the original
that,
one.
but the one I bought recently. Yeah, I passed one of them. Uh, I got funded with that account, and I'm like halfway to passing the second account I have.
That's good.
Yeah, I did blow like two accounts maybe last week or 2 weeks ago. Shit, I don't remember when it was.
Yeah, now you told me, but I was just
Uh,
curious. So after that, you've only had like you stick.
mm.
I just want to like make sure you know you're not like you're just kind of not fucking blowing a lot of accounts and stuff like that.
Oh no, yeah, that's for sure, bro. That's one thing I can say for sure is that I'm not really like cooking them as quick.
Okay, that's
I
good.
think it's only been like around 3 accounts. No, I'm lying. Four accounts in the past like 2 weeks.
Okay, that's not
Like
that bad.
gonna have some, yeah. It's progress, bro. Because it was way more than that before, bro.
Mm.
I'm definitely taking it slower. I'm sticking to around like 8 to 10 micros, like in my trades, max.
For sure, that's pretty good.
Alright.
Chris, are you gonna go live on the fucking New York session?
Yeah, I should be live. I don't know about open. Maybe like an
Uh,
hour after open. I'll see. Depends. Because if I'm live during open, I'm gonna want to look for trade setups, and then usually open's kind of ass, especially Mondays. We'll see
uh,
though.
So you prefer to trade like about normally an hour after New York Open?
15 minutes is usually the time that's like pretty good. See if there's any
Okay.
news tomorrow.
No, but the rest of the week is fully packed with news.
Yeah, no big major news. We have jolts on Tuesday. We have PMI. We have CP. Oh, that's not New York CPI. We have unemployment. We have non-farm employment change, unemployment rate, PMI. I've never seen this one. What the hell is this? Average hourly earnings.
To change minimum wage, probably.
Never seen this one. Change the price.
Yeah, the minimum wage.
Oh, just how much you're paying for like labor and shit. I've never peeped this one. Oh, interesting. Have you seen this one, Galaxy? Have you ever seen this one? Average hourly earnings?
No, I don't think I have.
Yeah, I've never seen
Wait,
this
so
one.
like, why is
I've
it
seen
red if you never seen
NFC.
it?
Oh,
Oh,
red means it's more important news. Like if it's a red folder, it's high impact news. Like it'll affect the market more heavy than like
yeah, but
others.
that's what I'm saying. Like, or it probably just haven't happened in a while, huh?
There's a decent amount every week, but it's not like major. It's probably like
Because
2 to 3 a week.
like for the minimum wage, would they change it like every 2 to 3 years?
I don't know what that is. This average hour earnings. I don't know. I don't even know what that is. I think that's just like how much. Uh,
How much you
I
get
don't
paid
even
per
know.
hour, like by the state,
It
like
says
what's required and shit.
I think it's month over month. I think it's just how much percent wise it's going up for like the whole economy, and then we have good old unemployment rate. That's about it going into next week. Oh,
Has unemployment rate been going up or down?
I'm not sure. I don't remember how the last one was.
Alright.
You seen that girl that was tripping at Starbucks
Nah.
over Charlie Kirk?
Nah.
She told him that her name was Charlie Kirk, and they didn't call her out. Like they took it to her, and she got hella mad.
What the fuck? Entonces quiero ver on